Hey everyone, it's McLeod, and today I am testing the new Darkfluid skill and structure deck that were just released. You get a free copy of the, I forgot what it was called already, the structure deck with the alternate artwork Decode Toka, and you get that for free. And then I bought another copy with the very few gems that I have remaining, and that was the greatest financial decision of never, because this was not a good decision. But this is the deck that I built. With 2 copies of the structure, we are playing a cyberse type strategy with a small Salmon Grid package of like a couple of cards, you know, just to get your play started. These are still like the best extenders in the game for cyber strategies. We're also playing Dimension Distortion, which is probably a card that you've never seen before, but it basically reads Monster Reborn for monsters that are banished, and monster that are banished includes the monster that you get to just put into your banished pile thanks to the skill, which includes Firewall, Firewall Exceed, Cyberse Quantum, Cyberse Clock, and Cyberse Magician. Now, why would you want to reborn any of those? Well, first of all, because Firewall still represents a potential disruption, but second, because this all serves to boost your boss monster, Firewall, Dragon, Dark Fluid, which you try to make as soon as possible, which grows to insane attack values, and can even sometimes attack several times, which is pretty good. It comes up against like Sky Strikers, comes up against Stew Ships, and that's pretty much it, isn't it? Unless they're just waiting until the battle phase to activate some effect. So this is basically the deck that I've built. I don't think this is an optimized list yet, and more importantly, I don't think this is a good list at all. I think this deck is a bit too resource intensive. Like, it asks a lot of you, especially concerning the ritual summon of Cyberse Magician, which is not a great card, but once the new main box comes with Cyberse Sage, now we're talking, because this is a card that kind of like recoups the loss that you put into summoning it. Also, it's just a level 1. It doesn't take 2 monsters like Cyberse Magician or sometimes does. Cyberse Sage is a good card for this deck that you're probably gonna need in the meantime when you're stuck with this. It's not a great deck. I'm just gonna show you a cool replay that I had, but you have to keep in mind that I lost several games before getting to this replay. So this is a card replay, which means that pretty much everyone's just playing whatever, so you could consider this a silver replay, or maybe a plat replay if you'd like. I am going second, which is really what you want to do with this deck, because if you're going first, you cannot activate the better part of the skill that just gives you a free way to summon stuff back with Signet Rollback. So this opening end is not the greatest. As it stands, we do not currently have a way to activate the skill, because we do not have a Firewall monster in our hands, which is, or a ritual monster in our hands, which is a bit annoying. So my opponent's playing 2 ships, so you know, I'm thinking, 2 ship. It's not the strongest deck. You know, I don't need to be too concerned about this. Just going to make the mana right here, without using a normal summon, which is like interesting enough. They are still going to extend with the Gunstep Shushi Shared, which they're going to use to make a Gunstep Shushi Uniclass Super Dreadnought, which is going to draw them a card, which I was going to say which they're going to set, but I don't know if this is the card I was going to set. So I top decked Firewall Guardian, which is really good because it allows me to activate the skill and get a Signet Mining and a Signet Rollback. I would have gotten a Signet Crosswipe, but already I did in hand. So with the Dimension Distortion, I am going to be able to special summon from my Banished Zone Firewall Dragon, a monster that is mostly there in this deck to serve as like bait for potential disruption, because it does represent a threat on its own. So Firewall Dragon's there. I'm going to pitch the second Dimension Distortion for Signet Mining, normal summon the Firewall Guardian, link it up for Salamangreat Balinks, which is going to trigger a chain effect, Balinks Chainlink 1, Firewall Chainlink 2. The effect of Firewall that special summons when a monster it points to is removed from the field, which is very funny. Firewall Guardian Chainlink 3, the effect that brings it back from the graveyard when it is used as material for the link summon of a Cyberse monster. Ice Dragon's Prison Chainlink 4, Firewall Guardian Chainlink 5, Vimana Chainlink 6 to negate the Firewall Guardian, Signet Crosswipe Chainlink 7 to destroy the Vimana that isn't really a threat anyway. So at the end of this chain, I'm still going to be able to special summon Salamangreat Gazelle. I have an empty field within the Gazelle, which is going to trigger, and then the Fall in my hand is going to trigger as well. I am going to send a Falco with this Salamangreat Gazelle, Falco is going to return Guzzle back to my hand. I'm going to link both these up into Cyber Switch. The link summon of Cyber Switch is going to trigger the Guzzle in my hand. Remember, it was special summoned through the effect of Firewall. It was not special summoned through its proper effect yet, but now this is done. Which is in turn going to trigger the Cyber Switch effect to get myself a Cyberse Magician and a Silent Ritual. Cyberse Rollback is gonna get me Cyberse Quantum Dragon for my Banished Zone, which I'm going to use the Cyberse Witch effect to bring back the Foul. Then I'm going to Silent Ritual tributing the Cyberse Quantum Dragon in order to go into Cyberse Magician. Now, why am I doing this? It's so I can get more monster types into my graveyard for the inevitable summon of Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. I could have like messed up a little. I could have summoned, you know, Decode Talker and stuff. I just wanted to get this game over with. So Fireball Dragon Dark Fluid is hitting the field. It is basically just a fat, gigantic boss monster that kills your opponent then. That's pretty much all that it does. But it looks really cool, so I can't complain. And then I'm going to put 2 counters on it, boosting its attack during the battle phase to 8,000. I'm going to attack my opponent and I'm going to activate Super Dreadnought to negate its effect, but Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid can negate the effect activated during the battle phase, which does remove 1 counter from it, meaning it drops down from 8,000 to 5,500 attack, but it does give it the ability to attack a second time in a row, which is going to represent lethal. So, kind of a crazy game. This does not happen often. So yeah, this took me like 5 or 6 games to 1, go second with this deck and be able to do anything, and second, actually win. I played against Spirit Grass Zombies, and this deck gets completely neutered by Zombie World. I played against Sky Striker, a deck that consistently out-resources you and beats you in the grind game, which is kind of an issue because you're an old gas kind of combo deck that really wants to close the game as soon as possible, but you can't really do it when all you're relying on is cheating out monsters from the Banished pile and then extending over and over and over again and running out of resources eventually. So yeah, I don't think this is the definitive build of the deck. I think the release of Cyberse Change is going to change a lot. You're probably going to see Duplexer Chimera in the... Are you going to see Duplexer Chimera? What other fusion Cyberse monsters are there in the game for you to summon? I'm going to check real quick. Ah. Pretty much these 2, isn't it? But still, it's probably like decent enough, the Duplexer Chimera. You know, it's probably an okay card. Another card that you might want to consider that is probably a bit less scope than Dimension Distortion is DDR, which is basically Primitive Burial for banished monsters, but unlike Dimension Distortion, this can still be used if you have cards in your graveyard. So you basically, Dimension Distortion, you're only getting the 1 activation. DDR, you're getting several. I think this card is available in box chips. I would not recommend using your box chips for this card yet. Maybe just wait a little bit, see how the deck evolves once the main box releases. And in the meantime, I don't know, just play this in plat and have some fun, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to let me know what you thought of this deck in the comments. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to me if you haven't. A lot of you haven't subscribed to me. That's ouch, you know. And I will see you all next time.